We are down to the final month of the regular season. Which teams are about to make a playoff push? Welcome to This Week in Big Sky Football. Welcome into another episode of This Week in Big Sky Football. I'm Megan Robinson. You know what they say, offense wins games, defense wins championships. However, it was Weber State's defense that was on full display, forcing 5 turnovers in their win over Portland State. The Wildcats are hoping to make it 2 in a row this weekend when they host Eastern Washington in our game of the week. For more on this matchup, let's bring in Weber State head coach Mickey Mental. Coach, your defense forced 5 turnovers in your win over Portland State. What was the key to their success last Saturday?
I think it was Monday through, Friday. Their practice habits and their intent on each rep, I thought was fantastic, and it showed on Saturday. I thought they flew around and presented opportunities to make big plays, and they did that. Obviously, when you have 4 INTs and a forced fumble recovery, it leads to winning football.
K.O. Hansen had 2 of those interceptions. He was named Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week. Where has his game grown the most during his career as a Wildcat?
I think just maturing both on and off the field. KO came in when I came in, and obviously has great measurables, has a great frame, can run really well for his frame. And I think he's just learning the nuances of the defense, and the more repetitions you get at it from a game standpoint and practice standpoint, you're seeing the results, and really proud of him, how he's just gotten better each and every year.
Chauncey Sylvester had a career performance offensively. He racked up 135 rushing yards and a touchdown. What can a performance like that do for his confidence as we approach the final month of the season?
Well, it started with Butler. He got the opportunity late in the game. I think it was week 4 against Butler, and had a really strong drive that kind of sealed the deal for us in a 4-minute drive. And then ever since then, he's just playing faster. He's seeing the hole really well. He's breaking tackles at second levels, and he's a tough guy to bring down. He has a good frame that when he gets his pads behind him, it makes it very difficult for second level defenders to bring him down. So again, same as KO. He's just done it within 2 years. So love where he's trending to, and he's just got to continue his habits and get better and better each week.
Dijon Jennings got the start at quarterback the last 2 weeks. What have you liked about his play?
Taking care of the football. Done a fantastic job. Other than one opportunity in the past game, he's taking care of the football, and that was really impressive against Sac State in a monsoon. We didn't love the results, but thought he played a really, really good game for his first collegiate start. He's rallying people. He's mature. This is his 4th year in college, so. I said it since the beginning, our quarterback room is deep, and, at some point in time, your number can be called. So I thought they all approached it the right way, and you're seeing, that moving forward with him in Kingston.
Looking ahead to this week, you host Eastern Washington. Their quarterback, Nate Bell, is the 2nd leading rusher in the conference. What challenges does he present knowing that he can throw it and also he's going to run the ball?
Yeah, he's a tough kid. He's a fantastic athlete. His stature and his frame, there's not a lot of places to hit him. He has great balance in the open field. He has great balance in the pocket, ad-libbing plays, and always keeping his eyes down the field and running. So we just got to be gap sound in our rush lanes, and when we have the opportunity to tackle him, making sure those are impactful hits on him. Because the more you can beat him up, obviously that wears on you as a QB. But he's a fantastic player, and they use him fantastically, Coach Best and his staff. So we got a big challenge ahead of us.
As I said, your defense forced 5 turnovers in that win over Portland State. They also held Portland State to only 65 yards on the ground. How do you force Eastern Washington into throwing the ball more and limiting their ground game?
Well, I think it's winning first down. Putting them in second and long, third and longs, so they don't have a balanced call, whether it be RPO or the opportunity to run third and short to go forward on fourth and short. Field position, keep them off the field offensively, making sure they're not having 16, 17 possessions or getting up to their 80, 90 play mark. So I think it's complimentary football, but defensively we've got to wrap up and obviously keep them in second and third and long situations.
Coming up, head coach of the Eagles, Aaron Best. Welcome back to This Week in Big Sky Football. I'm Megan Robinson. Eastern Washington has won back-to-back games for the first time this season. After their win over Idaho, Coach Best said it was a dream to watch his defense play as well as they did. What will it take to have a repeat performance? Let's ask Coach. Coach, you seemed a little emotional at the start of your press conference after that win over Idaho. How do you channel that emotion into motivation as we go forward in the season?
I might argue it wasn't emotion, it was passion. It's been a few years since we beat that team that we just faced. And the last couple of times we faced them, they've gotten the better of us, not just on the scoreboard, but from a physicality standpoint. So really proud of this team. We practice. Had our best week of practice the entire year, and it showed on Saturday. So I don't know if that necessarily correlates to motivation for the next game or for the next week, but I think that is the hardest thing in sport to do is play an emotional game, a well-played game, and then come back the next week and erase all those nice messages and get back on the saddle for preparation for Weber.
In that press conference, you said it was a dream to watch your defense play as well as they did in that win. What stood out to you about their performance?
I've been around this university and this football program for 28 years, and that ranks in top 5 defensive performances I've ever seen, no matter who the opponent is. And it was even that much more special because it was at home on the red field in front of a Hall of Fame crowd. It was great in a lot of ways. Wish we would have got our hands on a few more footballs that we possessed. But in totality, from start to finish, for the first series, we stopped on 4th and 1, backed up when they went forward to the end of the game, ending the game on defense. It was a well executed game plan by our defensive staff and our players that executed the game plan.
Of course, it was Nate Bell who got the start this past week. He recorded his third 100 rushing yard game of the season. What does his versatility do for your offensive game planning?
I don't know if it helps us more than it keeps defensive coordinators up at night. But I do know that we've needed all of those games that he's run for 100 yards to give us a chance to win at the end of ball games. He's pretty flapless on the field. He goes about his business, highly competitive, not very demonstrative. And the more reps he gets, the better off he's going to be. He had the big run for us to kind of spark us before half to get us that 13-7 lead. And he's a warrior. He's QB1, and that's the way it's going to be. And he knows that. So I think there's some comfortability in that, knowing that it's his position and now his team going forward.
Coach, looking ahead to this week, you head to Ogden to take on Weber State. Weber State forced 5 turnovers in their win over Portland State. What's the key to protecting the football this weekend?
Well, keeping our own possession, number one. They play a style of defense, and they have for quite some time now. In your face, challenge you, hands-on receivers, make you get off press, play man. They're a ball possession team. We're probably going to get 10 to 12 possessions in the game, each team, because they're going to bleed the clock. They're not an up-tempo offense for the most part. They force turnovers because they get in front of you or get you behind the sticks and make you take risks that you don't and wouldn't normally take. And so they've got DBs with ball skills. They will challenge throws. They run routes sometimes better than receivers that they're guarding against, which is a well-coached outfit. Those guys do a great job of condensing the pocket and making that quarterback feel uncomfortable. And we've got to make sure that if there is a 50-50 ball, that it's us coming down with it or nobody, not them.
You mentioned their DBs, coach. You also have Jalen Jenkins in your defensive backfield. He leads the conference in passes defended, has 3 interceptions this season. How can you create opportunities for Jenkins to disrupt the Weber State offense?
Well, he's a stud. He's a versatile player. He's one of the quietest kids on the team. But again, make no mistake about it, he's a high competitor, highly coachable kid. A lot of times the hardest position in defense this day and age is playing that nickel slot. And so he's able to not only cover guys in the slot, get hands on balls, take balls away, but also factor in the box when he needs to enter the box and make tackles. So he's a game changer. He won the Portland State game with a pick late, a beautiful pick right in front of me late on our home field. And he's only going to get better again with reps. And I praise his coachability. I praise his preparation, and it's all coming to fruition this season.
Another career performance earned Montana's Keali'i Ayat Offensive Player of the Week honors. Hear from him after the break. Welcome back to This Week in Big Sky Football. I'm Megan Robinson. Montana quarterback Keali'i Ayat racked up 368 total yards of offense and accounted for 6 total touchdowns in Montana's win over Sacred Heart, earning himself his second Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week honor of the season. Not only that, his performance was recognized on ESPN's College Football Final. The first-year full-time signal caller joins me now.
3rd and goal from the 4. Play action for Ayat. Rolling away from pressure. He's in trouble. Sidesteps the tackler. Now he tries to reverse his field. Ayat's going to look and throw. He's got a man. Touchdown, Montana.
Keali'i, 368 yards of total offense, 6 total touchdowns. What do you attribute to your success in Saturday's win?
First and foremost, just want to thank my Lord and Savior. None of this would be possible without him. And I'll just say our team is coming together as a group, and couldn't do without the big man up front, giving me time, my receivers, the O-line, and just the coaching staff, which is putting us in the position to win. So just thanks to all of them.
It feels almost every week you're seeing career best by Keali'i Ayat. What do you attribute to your consistent growth this season?
Just trying to improve every week. Our coaching staff helping us prepare every week and giving us the right game plan every week. And like I said, my teammates just helping me on the field. So tribute to them.
Talking about your teammates, yourself, Michael Wortham, and Eli Gilman have been called the 3-headed monster of Montana's offense. What are your thoughts on that nickname?
It's pretty cool. Mike and Eli, they're great players as well. They make my job a lot easier, so it's very nice having them on my team, and it's a pretty cool name.
How does having versatile players like Mike and Eli as part of your offense open up what you can do with your game plan?
It can make us harder to defend. Having those guys, they bring a lot to the game, and it just has the defenses defend the whole field, so it makes it a lot harder to defend.
You went from splitting reps last season to getting the start this season. Where do you think your game has grown the most over the last year?
I think just being a student of the game, having experience, putting time into my film preparation, just having a good understanding of the game, and just preparing every week and just trying to take that and improve.
You were named Big Sky Offensive Player of the Week for the second time this season. You were also awarded a helmet sticker by ESPN's Joey Galloway during College Football Final on Saturday. What does it mean to you to have your performance recognized by the national media?
Yeah, it's always an honor to be recognized by your peers. So definitely a blessing, definitely honored, and it's pretty cool. They kind of messed up my name on the show, but it's all good.
Well, for the people watching, how do you pronounce your name correctly?
Keali'i Ayat.
Had to set the record straight. Keali'i Ayat. 1 month left of the regular season. As I already said, it feels like every week you're having a career best. How do you build on that this final stretch?
I'm just taking it week by week. So 1 week season every week, just trying to improve every week, trying to keep stacking days, stacking weeks, and just go 1-0 every week and just keep improving.
Still to come, game picks with voice of the Eagles, Larry Weir. Welcome back to This Week in Big Sky Football. I'm Megan Robinson, joined now by the voice of the Eagles, Larry Weir. Larry, you've been in Cheney longer than Coach Best, and that includes his time as a student athlete for the Eags. When you think about his career starting back as a student athlete till now, what has he brought to Cheney?
I think, Megan, consistency and loyalty to the program. I think that's the main thing there. Coach Best loves this logo probably more than anybody else. And I mean, he's an Eagle through and through, and the players understand that and know it, and I think appreciate it.
What difference does that make when the coach played for the team he's now coaching and is an Eagle through and through?
I think it means more to him, and the situation is, he wants to win for the school. He went to the school. He met his wife at the school, his kids. He's lived in Cheney since 1996, and so I think it just means more. They have a couple of alums on the coaching staff too, and so I think it just means more when you're an alumna of the university.
Larry, you have been around this program for 35 years. When you look at this year's team, what are their strengths?
Well, I think their strengths are, and it's changed over the years. Eastern was always known as the high-flying team that, they'd score 40 or 50 points a game and put up all these video game numbers offensively and really be a lot of fun to watch. Now they're more of a ball control team and a lower scoring team, and the defense has evolved a little bit this year and has allowed them to maybe be a little bit more lower scoring team and still be able to win some games. And the defense, I think, maybe is the part of this team that they're building around at this point in time. They've played very well up front this season. They have a lot of young guys with a lot of talent in the back end. In the secondary, some of those guys are starting to gain experience now, and they've been really good players for the Eagles this year. So this may be a little bit more of a defensive team, which is kind of odd to say when you go back over the years here in Cheney.
Coach Best, very proud of his defense after their win over Idaho. We will get to that game pick last, the Eastern game pick last. They are our game of the week. But we'll start with UC Davis coming off their bye week, heading to Greeley to face a Northern Colorado team who has shown a lot of growth under third-year head coach Ed Lamb. Who do you like in that one, Aggies or the Bears?
Well, I am a huge Ed Lamb fan, Megan. I think he's one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the Big Sky Conference, in my opinion. This is a Northern Colorado team that's very good offensively. I'm going to go with the Bears in the upset in this one. Do I get to pick a score, or am I just going with the Bears in the upset here?
Go for it. Pick a score.
I'm going to say 35-31 Bears. We'll see how right I am.
A close one. I love it. I love it. And it's hard to not love what Ed Lamb has been doing with that program. Two more teams coming off buys, NAU, Idaho State, both teams looking to get back in the win column this week. Who gets in the win column?
Well, it's going to be interesting. What Idaho State team do we see this week? Do we see the team that, played competitive games in their FBS competition, took Montana right down to the wire, beat Northern Colorado and Greeley, or we get the team that gets rolled at Southern Utah and, loses by 34 at Montana State? Cody Hawkins doing a great job at Idaho State. I will say Idaho State in this game, and I'll throw out another score here as well, 31-21.
Finally, our game of the week, your Eastern Washington Eagles head to Ogden to face Weber State. Both teams coming off wins from last Saturday. Do the Eagles get it done down here in Ogden?
The Eagles I think they're playing much better. They're trending better. Really, when you look at the Incarnate Word in the Northern Iowa games, they're just a couple of plays maybe from winning those games and having their record at 5-2 instead of 3-4 at this point in time. Can they get enough offense to get it done in Ogden on Saturday? Can they hold up against the rushing offense for Weber State? I really think in this game, special teams are going to play a huge role. Things like field position, turnover margin, third down conversion, which Eastern is worst in the league at offensively. I think all these things are going to play in. I think Eastern has the opportunity to get it done. And so I'll go ahead and, I'm wearing the shirt, so I'll pick the team 24-21. How's that?
Larry, I love it. Thank you so much for your insight, and have a safe trip down here to Ogden this weekend.
Thanks, Megan. I appreciate it.
Sounds like it's going to be a great defensive battle this weekend in Ogden. Thanks so much for joining me on another episode of This Week in Big Sky Football. I'm Megan Robinson. I'll catch you all next week.